各位家长欢迎大家参加今天晚上的讲座。首先我是爱学教育的Jason，今天将由我来为大家主持今天的这个讲座。今天讲座我们非常荣幸的请来了两位嘉宾。这两位嘉宾呢，他们是在过去的连续几年的 Apple App Student Challenge 这个竞赛中都获得奖项。而且他们的作品都非常出色，而且非常有意思。那我们一会儿会请这两位讲员呢介绍一下自己，然后介绍一下他们的作品，也介绍一下Apple Suite Student Challenge 这个竞赛到底是关于什么内容的，应该怎么去准备，常见的一些问题，就不耽误更多的时间，我就请出两位讲员。All right, let's welcome our speakers, Gabriel and Philip.
Hello, everyone. I'm Felipe. I'm here with Gabriel. We're from Brazil. I'm sorry, I have no idea what Jason told you guys, but we're here to present to you the Swift Student Challenge from Apple WWDC. And we'll talk more about ourselves during our presentation. Okay, so the Swift Student Challenge is a challenge that Apple every year Apple does while it's WWDC, which is a Worldwide Developers Conference, which is one of the biggest conference of tech and development in the world. And the Swift Student Challenge is a challenge for students to apply for submitting their apps and creations using Apple's environment, such as the Apple programming language, which is Swift, MacBooks, iPads, and everything related to the Apple environment. And each year they test the students' coding skills and creative skills, and they select 350 winners worldwide to win the prize, and 50 of them are declared distinguished winners, which they have the opportunity to travel to Silicon Valley and go to Apple Park and participate in the WWDC by themselves.
All right, Philip, would you like me to give a quick translation of the first slide?
Sure.
All right.
Oh, sure. Please.
Okay. Back. 各位家长，我尽快的用中文说一下刚才 Philip 说的这个内容，就是 Swift Student Challenge 这个竞赛呢是由 Apple 的开发者大会来举办的。开发者大会是每年一度的IT 行业的盛事是 Apple 举办的，针对开发者，就是软件设计、软件工程师、设计者，他们举办的一个大会，经常在大会上发布最新的 Apple 产品的开发的相关功能和信息。那他们在每年举办这么一个针对学生的大赛呢，从全球范围内会选出350个获奖者，其中的50个更杰出的获奖者呢，将会邀请到 Apple 的总部参加为期3天的夏令营。那去年他们的获奖者还会跟 Apple 的 CEO 见面，然后跟他们进行还有一些高管和技术人员进行互动，是一个非常有意义的一个竞赛。All right, Philip, back to you.
Okay.
So back to me, actually. So
Yes.
Me and Felipe, we won 2 times. We submitted our apps, and we won 2 times each for our apps. And we're going to talk a little about ourselves. So I'm Gabriel Goulart. I'm from Brazil. Felipe is also from Brazil. And my journey started studying storytelling for digital media. So I learned how to make digital stories and apply storytelling to my products and projects. I also studied psychology for 2 years in one of the best universities here in Brazil, which is PUC-Rio. And now I'm also finishing design, also on PUC-Rio, since 2020. Me and Felipe, we work together at Apple Developer Academy, which is a program from Apple to teach us and work close to Apple workers to develop apps and solutions to the App Store. Today, I'm working on a digital bank as a user interface designer and user experience designer on Outbank. And me and Felipe, we are both working now on playtime games, developing games and experiences. So you can translate if you want, or
Yes, I like to.
Right.
首先呢，这个我们介绍一下我们的讲员这个 Gabriel。在介绍他之前呢，想说明一下，就是 Gabriel 和 Philip 他们两个都是连续2年的获奖者。那他先介绍 Gabriel 的背景哈，他是从2015年的时候就开始有在涉及数字媒体方面怎么进行storytelling，就是怎么让它进行讲故事。然后就是怎么就是展现一个故事的这种设计方法。然后后来他也有学习心理学和设计。然后他和 Philip 2个人呢是在 Apple Developer Academy 认识，并且在那里头跟 Apple 的 developer 一起工作，就是参与了几个项目的制作。他现在呢本人呢是在一个数字化银行工作，做 UI 设计的工作人员。然后他和 Philip 的话也会在 Playtime Games 这里头进行一些共同的一些开发，所以他们算是一个互相的合作者。All right, back to you, Philip.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm Felipe Gamileira, also from Brazil, as Gabriel said. I study computer science also in PUC-Rio. And as Gabriel also said, I participated in the Apple Developer Academy with him. He already explained what it is. And I also worked at the university in an intern job, basically. And as he also said, we work today on playtime, developing games, and digital experiences.
All right. Philip 和 Gabriel 一样，他们2个人都是来自巴西。然后Philip 呢是从2020年到25年是学习的 Computer Science 这个专业在大学。然后他也在 Apple Developer Academy， 然后跟 Apple 的这个工作者一起合作做一些项目。从时间上大家可以看到他从入下学的第2年开始，就第2年、第3年就有参与在 Apple 的一些工作。那之后的话，他也是在这个大学里头就是做实习，然后他跟那个 Gabriel 有一起在开发这个 Playtime Games 这个，他们想一起合作做一些事情。那2个人虽然都是获奖者，都是大学要毕业或者刚毕业的状态，但是他们2个的背景其实还是有很明显的区别的。第一个 Gabriel 呢，他更多的是在就是怎么通过数字媒体进行传递信息方面，还有怎么做设计方面更擅长。而 Philip 呢，更多的是在编程方面做的更多一些。所以他们2个一起合作，其实并不奇怪，他们的这个技能方面其实是互补的。All right, back to you guys.
So you can.
Okay, sorry. So my first project, and this also kind of answers the question I was asked. My first project I submitted for the Swift Student Challenge was in 2022, and it's called Mindfully, and it's basically an app for you to practice mindfulness, which is a meditation practice in which you can you are guided through unfortunately here we don't have sound while sharing the video, but these are guided meditations which you can do different kinds of practices and techniques. So I basically explain what are these types of meditations, and you have this here there's voice recordings of me talking to the user who's using the app for the meditations. And as you can see, they're really short. They're supposed to be short. They're supposed to be less than 3 minutes long. Like you should have an experience, a full experience in less than 3 minutes. That's why they are very, very short experience, something that could have potential, but can be experienced in less than 3 minutes. Jason, if you want to translate.
Just to clarify a few things. So this app is for your mindfulness, and there are I see 4 buttons there. There are 4 different practice that you walk people through how to do it.
Yeah. So there are 4 different practices. These are the names: scan, focus, visualize, and breathe. I explained them early. Different types of meditation you can do, practice of meditation. Breathing, body scan, which is bring your attention to the body. We also have, I also explained it before. We also have visualization, which you visualize things such as, I don't know, sunlight or things that you visualize that you can practice for meditation, and focus, which is simply placing your attention on one thing at a time. And as you can see, it is a pretty short experience, but it was meant to be a short experience. And I will talk more about the projects throughout the presentation.
Cool, thank you. If you go back to the original 4-button page, go
forward a bit.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. 这是首先大家看到的这个界面呢，是 Philip 他在2022年开发的他的 Apple Swift Student Challenge 的这个作品。那这个作品呢，其实从界面上讲，或者说从功能上讲，其实非常简单。大家可以看到是一个界面，下面有4个按钮，4个按钮的分别是 Scan、Focus、Visualize 和 Breathe。这是一个关于正念冥想的一个 app。这个下面4个 button， 如果你点的话呢，你会听到 Philip 通过语音的方式告诉你应该怎么去做。那就是这是正念冥想的这个4个技巧。这 scan 的意思呢，就是说是你对周围could you go to the instruction part about explaining what scan, focus, and visualize and breathe is?
Yeah, sure. Let me. There you go.
好，我因为不太熟悉正念冥想哈，这我试着给大家解释一下。那 body scan 的意思呢，就是说让你把你的关注度就是关注到你的身体上，比如说你去体会你身体可能感受到的一些感觉，就是你通过这样的练习，让你的身体会更敏感的去感知你的外部的和内在的这样一个环境。那这是其中的一个正念冥想的一个技能或者说技巧。那另外3个呢，就是一个是就是呼吸技巧怎么去进行呼吸，让你的整个人的这种精神状态达到一种更好的、更和谐的状态。然后 visualization 就是进行可视化，那可能是你能够通过大脑里头去想象一个这个场景或者是图像，能够去把一个想法能够给它具化一下，变成这种图像的形式吧。然后 focus 的话就是怎么去让这个你更专注的做一个事情，而减少就是其他的可能会分神的这个事情，然后让你能够专注的做好一个事情。就是通过这4个技巧，能够更好的让你达到一个平衡的这种状态。这个在很多都市人的这个繁忙的生活中，他们会有不少人其实是做这方面的练习的，这样能够让你能够解除你的思想上的负担，然后能够让你进入一个更好的一个状态所以你看它的这个 app 呢，其实做的呢只是一张图片，然后有一些简单的动画，然后但是真正的内容是后面的把它的就是用语音的方式告诉你具体的每一个步骤应该怎么去做今天呢，因为是这个他们用的是一个 simulator 去展示这个 app， 所以呢这个 simulator 呢没有办法把那声音通过 Zoom 的这个渠道播放出来，所以呢我们没有办法听到它后面的这声音，但是这 app 的大致的工作方式是这样子的。All right, I know I said a lot. Back to you.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's great. It's okay. So my playground, which won in 2022, was Ethereal Memories. And on this playground, I wanted to take something personal to me and also develop a little bit of my skills in storytelling and design. So my grandmother, she struggled with Alzheimer's, and I want to do something that teaches about how to deal with it and how to make things easier for everyone. So on my playground, you have this, oh, sorry, let me play here. 1 second. There you go. So you have this character, which is based on my grandmother, that comes to you and says she needs help and she can't remember where she was. And then you go on and help her to achieve that memory again and remember the faces of the ones she loved. So there are 3 options to choose. And the first one, we can choose, for instance, the music option, and then someone tells them to play a song for them, and you go and choose a song that makes sense in the time, and then she remembers the face of his own son, of her son, and then things start to get color again, and then you will remember things as you go on. And those activities are actually activities that helps with Alzheimer's, activities that involves motion coordination, and also things that makes you remember from the people that you like. And then when you finish and remember everything, you complete the whole room and remember your house, your family, and then Donna, which is the character, she gets reunited again with everyone and she remembers and don't feel lost anymore. So it's focused on storytelling, and a lot of it is because I wanted to do something to help people and families which struggles with Alzheimer's. And that's it. You can translate if you want.
Thank you, Gabriel. So just to clarify a couple of things, this is about your grandma, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So are those things that you mentioned, the music, the puzzle, and those things are the things that you actually use to work with her through the Alzheimer process, or yeah?
Yes, they are stimulating activities. I write a bit about it here, and they can help prevent this disease and also help those who have already been diagnosed. So they are activities that involves coordination and cognitive decisions, like hobbies and stuff like that. Songs, you know.
Cool. I really like the part that where you put like the black and white picture and back to colorful, you know, to indicate there's, you know, the color back to her life. And it's really powerful message. Is that actually have something to do with Alzheimer, or is just a way that you presenting the information through the app?
Is a way to present the information to everyone who's playing the app. So
Got it.
I use colors to relate with memories here.
Got it. Awesome. That's great. Can you go back to the one where you show the room? Explain it to everyone.
Sure. Let me here.
好，我们现在下面要看的是这个是 Gabriel 他的作品，他也是2022年这是他的第一个作品，也是他的一个获奖作品。这个作品呢是应该说是专门为他的奶奶或者是外婆然后准备的，因为他的这个 grandma 呢是患有阿尔兹海默症，也就是我们说的这个老年痴呆症。然后在这个患者的这个眼中呢，他的生活呢是非常单调的，因为他是很多事情都记不住。那Gabriel 为了帮助他的这个 grandma，就是提高他的这种生活质量，因为我们知道这个病症其实是目前是没有真正的很好的治疗方法的哈。那他做了这个 app 来提高大家对阿尔兹海默症的这个认知。然后这也是他通过这样的这些活动，能够就是去帮助他的grandma 去恢复他的一些记忆。那他主要做了3部分，一部分呢就是通过音乐的方式，就是大家看到最右边的这个音乐的卡带，就是如果你点那里的话，它会给你就是说明他通过音乐能够帮助阿尔兹海默症患者能够去唤起以前的这种回忆。那其实这个 现象，其实我们都有很多人都会有体验。我们的听的歌和我们的成长的这个当时的时代是有非常紧密的联系的。当你听到一首歌的时候，你会马上你的思绪就会回到以前的这种时候。这我们自己没有得这个阿尔兹海默症，都是有这样很强烈的这种感受的。那这个音乐是一个已知的非常好的帮助阿尔兹海默症患者唤起他的记忆、关联他的这个记忆的一个重要的方法。那中间呢是通过玩这个 puzzle。通过这也是一个已知的非常重要的就是提高就是阿尔兹海默症记忆力训练的一个重要的方式，就是这种卡片配对啊，或者是图案呢，或者是甚至包括学习单词，能够对他的这个大脑的认知能力能够就是有所帮助。然后当你完成不管是音乐还是 puzzle 之后呢，那个 Gabriel 这里头用了一个非常有效的方法，就来展示他的记忆回归，或者是他的这个生活质量的提高，就是用有颜色而代替了没有颜色。所以现在在阿尔兹海默症患者中，你可以看到他世界是黑白的，那他记忆回来以后，他的生活就变回到彩色上面了。那这个并不是阿尔兹海默症患者真正会看到只是黑白或者能看到彩色，而是他的一种展现方式，就说明他的记忆回归了。那还有就是最左边的，大家可以看到的就是植物，这其实是一个非常重要的，就是针对阿尔兹海默症的一个治疗方法，那就是通过让他去照顾别人，就去照顾不管是小动物还是植物也好，能够帮这些患者能够更好的去让自己觉得生活的更有意义。那当然，我刚才说的这所有的一切，都是我基于我并不了解阿尔兹海默症的一些这个或者说浅显的这个认识跟介绍的它这个 app， 只是想说明一下具体的就是这方面，我想群里可能有些家长是更懂这些知识，那我说的可能也不对，所以这只是我就是大致翻译一下，然后让大家知道一下，就是 Gabriel 的这个 app 它是如何去传递的什么样的一个信息。大家其实可以，我就是再点评一下，就是你会看到 Gabriel 的这个设计，它这个内容都是他自己手画的，所以你可以看到他在设计方面还有绘画方面确实是有一定突出的这个能力的，而且他通过这个黑白和彩色的这种展示方式，也是一个非常有效的展示方式。更多的点评我们稍后可以再提及。All right, Gabriel, back to you.
Right.
Okay, so my second playground, my second submission for the challenge was on the next year, 2023, and it's called Drop Song. It's about music and a little bit of music theory and some experimentation. This one I went for a path more like a game, kind of like a game with more interactive way of developing the playground. So we have a video right here. We can see I present to the user how the game works, which is basically you have a ball which bounces on platforms, and you can place the platforms around the screen. And there are three main phases. The first one is rhythm, and unfortunately, again, we weren't able to share the sound, but I'm sure I can send for everyone who's interested. But here, basically, we're making the rhythm of the music we're going to create. So we can place platforms, and each platform has a different sound. This one we have like percussion sounds or sounds that creates this rhythm. The next phase is the melody part, which I tell very briefly what a melody is and why it is important to a song. And this the sound this one makes is actually piano sound, and we can create melodies with that. Each platform will have a different tone, and we can mess around. The idea is to really have a interactive sandbox or interactive, literally a playground where we can mess around with things and see what it's going to sound like and look like. So this is that phase. Unfortunately, we're not listening to it, but probably I'm trying to create a cool melody here. And the harmony part is the last one, which we will have chords, and I tell the user that they are basically a combination of tones that create these chords. And all of this was developed trying to make it and every time the user uses it, I aimed to make a cool experience. So basically, everything you do here will sound good because I implemented some music theory behind it. So everything is correlated. Let's say like that. And at the end, you can see your masterpiece, your music you created, and there will be all of this together, and all of the sounds will play together, and it's fairly really cool. It makes some cool sounds and music. So unfortunately, we can hear, but I'm surely can show you after. And again, this was something I developed because I really liked music, and I've always struggled with music theory. I also found it very boring, so I wanted to make a cool way for people to learn music theory. And again, this is a very short experience, under 3 minutes you can play it, and but it could be a real app, a real game. So yeah, that's basically it.
Awesome. That's definitely very unique. So does it play a sound when it bounces off those bars, or when does it play a sound? Is it between?
Yeah, so each one of the main phases, like the first one, the yellow one would make rhythmic sounds, so percussion sounds, uh, uh, snares, kicks, something like a drum. The second one, the blue one, will make piano sounds, like single notes that will play like a melody. And the third one, the purple one, will make chords that will complement the whole harmony of everything. And at the end, they are all together. It's really cool. Unfortunately, it's purely sound. We have the visuals too, but it's purely sound, and we can't hear it, unfortunately. But at the end, it's all mixed together to create a song.
Some got it. Very very unique approach. And yeah,我试着给大家解释一下，就是它是一个学习这个音乐理论的一个app，这是它在2023年的时候制作的这个app，就是它会把这个比如一首歌呢分成了就是节奏旋律还有什么应该就是不同的这个几个部分。然后每个部分呢，你通过这个球再弹回来，就是在飞行的过程中，然后碰到不同的这个 bar，然后弹回来的时候，它就是会发生声音的改变呢。也是因为这个 simulator 的问题啊，我没有办法听到这个声音，所以没有办法非常直观的体验这个app。但是我们会在今天讲座结束之后，我们会把他们的这几个 app 都会发到我们的群里头。大家有兴趣的话，可以让孩子玩一玩，看他们这个 app 是怎么玩的。我觉得这个是一个非常独特的一个想法，从来没有想过音乐可以用这种方式，像我们玩的那个游戏一样，然后去制作音乐，然后通过这样的方式去理解音乐的理论知识，非常有意思。Philip, where did you get this idea? Did it just come to you one day where you were playing computer games and somehow it gave you some inspiration?
That's a nice question. I think I had one inspiration, which was I saw a video of some mathematical function visualized with balls making the sounds. It was just something like I won't remember now, but I saw an animation of balls bouncing in a rhythm, and I catch that reference, but I mainly did that because I wanted to be able to people to be able to make something, make a sound, music or something without having to know music theory, just messing around with sounds. And I really wanted to create this the sandbox for people to mess around and do something cool, and like be able to do something cool, like some song.
Very nice. Are you a instrument player? Do you play music?
Yeah, I play as a hobby, not professional, but I like playing instruments since I was a child. So I play the piano, I play the guitar, drums. So I have this in this music background, and that's why I said I struggled with music theory, and that's why I wanted people to be able to do their own song without having to struggle as I did.
All right, thank you so much.
Sure.
All right, back to you guys.
A quick question: can you download the drop sound game?
Currently it's not available on the App Store, but I can send you guys the app so you can download it on your iPad or on your MacBook or on your iPhone. But it's currently not on the App Store. It's actually a playground I sent, so I didn't send it to the App Store, only to the Apple team.
Wait. So what did you say?
It's not on the App Store.
Yeah.
So if you search for it, it won't be available, but I can send you guys after the project that you can run and then experiment with it and play with it and run on your phone or whatever. But it's not on.
Is there a website for it?
No.
Okay.
There's not a website for it.
So you can send us like a link to like get it, right?
Yeah. I can send a link from GitHub, which is actually a code repository that you guys can download and play with it.
Okay. Since we're on this, I'm just thinking, Gabriel, also I'm thinking that is it possible for you guys to show the actual design if you have the editor or environment, pull it up and we see the kind of code behind it or the UI design in the editor itself. So instead of in addition to seeing the end product.
Yeah, I can open my editor here while Gabriel can continue showing him his
Sounds
project. Good. I can maybe try to open here and show how I did it. Let me see.
I'll go on then with this one, and then after I finish to explain the actual echoes of the future, you can show a bit how it works and how the code is on the screen, right?
Sounds good.
So this one is Echoes of the Future. I wanted to make something cooler because the last one was a bit difficult to me because it involves something personal, like my grandma's Alzheimer and stuff like that. So here I want to make something that I really like and I'm finding cool and also like a gamified experience. So is an app about a traveler from the future, and this one we have sound, so let me turn down the volume a bit. And the frog now, the traveler is traveling beyond the space, and then his friend robot tells him that he has a gift for the traveler, and then you can play with this gift that the computer gave it to you. So let me skip a bit. And this one, you go to an environment where you can build landscapes and cities and everything that the traveler needs because he misses his home. So you can combine backgrounds, different backgrounds, and choose. So here I chose the night sky, and then the computer asks you to create a place that you want to be, like nature or a city, and then you choose again this other layer of your place, and then you go build with this tool, and then you choose if you want to travel with train or a car, and when you finish, the computer tells you that it feels like home. And then you need just one more thing, a soundtrack. And then the music starts playing and you start traveling and the computer says some things to you. And then happy birthday. And then you just enjoy the view And the traveler says some things about what he sees, where he traveled. And then here I tell a little bit about how the tools today are very easy to create some things like AI and ChatGPT and stuff like that. And I remember that they are just tools, and you can use them to make something, but it's our own touch, our human touch, that makes them special. So the little mistakes, the unexpected details, the story we create from our own experience, that's the magic of every product that we build, every project that we go. And then you can just enjoy the view and keep traveling and just enjoy the music, enjoy the place, enjoy the view. And that's the playground. I wanted to make something about everything that's going on today with AI and stuff like that, just like I explained it. And I think it's very cool with the soundtrack and everything, the art that I created, and it's very focused on storytelling and how I work as a designer today.
This is Swift. This is Xcode actually, the software, and the language is Swift. And as you can see, it's not that scary. There is not that much code. As you can see, there's the code. I don't know if a lot of people will understand this like just by seeing it, but there's the code for the ball, how it will react with other things. There's the code for the platforms in which they play the notes. There's the drum note, there's a chord, and there's different types of platforms. And there's everything here. We work with physics that's built in Xcode. We don't need to worry about calculating all that stuff. There's already all these libraries and tools we can use to make these interactive scenes. So as we can see here, I just create rectangles and do physics, dynamics, and friction and everything. It's already in here in Xcode for us to work with. So it's nothing that complicated. We just need to know what we want to do, that we are able to do it. And here we have the player for the sounds of the notes that I built. It was actually all the notes on a piano right here. Each one has a different number, so I could use in my project. We have all the effects here, the trail of the ball, different trails and effects we can create inside the Xcode. We have particles also, yeah, all these particles here that we can create inside Xcode. So as I said, it is very complete and beginner friendly to use. We can do this inside the Xcode. We need to do this externally.
Yeah,
Sound
and
effects,
it's
assets,
object
everything.
oriented, right, Philip? It is object oriented, such as like C# or Java and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's an object-oriented programming language, and we have all the interface. You can see that's not so complicated. We have basic stuff, the body of our interface, and we have each screen has a different file here. This maybe be the most complicated part of the project, which is the main scene of the game that I use on all those the different levels. So yeah, basically it's programming, pure programming. As I said, I use a lot of programming in this project, but you know, all these stuff here, they are not complicated as they might look. Yeah, so that's a
All right.
brief
Thank you for sharing.
introduction to Xcode, but there's a lot
Yes.
of things we can explore here.
好的 ，Alright， 大家不用被这个代码吓到哈，就是这个，因为这个作品，这个 Drop Sound 这个作品是 Gabriel Philip 做的这个比较复杂的这个作品。其实这作品本身不需要有太多的这些代码，就是如果是第一次参赛，也不需要写的很复杂的内容。对，那具体的这个可以在上课的时候，我们可以让这个两位讲员到时候给我们讲解具体应该怎么去用那个 Swift Playground。大家看到这界面是 Xcode，是这个纯开发的界面，那纯代码的界面，那显得会复杂一些。
So what we learn with everything that we built with the playground is having some experience with creative processes, how to get something that is personal to us and develop in a creative way and making a product on an app or a game. We also learn how to problem solve things, and there are things from the market, from the professional market, that allows us to build. And me, as my experience working as a designer now, I use a lot that I learned from problem solving in Swift Student Challenge in my work environments today, and that allows me to build and make every project think a little bit more about myself and put a little of my touch on everything that I build. Developing original ideas also, it's very important as a designer and as a coding professional. We expanded networking and made some more connections, presenting our app to everyone, such as Jason. Jason found us through our apps and through our experience that we developed. And also it opens some doors about design and coding opportunities. So Felipe is a great coding professional, and he could put on his CV what he learned with WWDC and also send to some tech companies. Now, Felipe, if you can tell a little bit more your experience with it.
So I got my things set up here, and we can show everything at the end of it, and people can ask all the questions they want. I know you're very excited to see how it's done, but it's a bit more. We would have to go more in depth on coding. That's exactly what someone said here. I don't know who, but said that how it's done, it's basically coding and design, which is basically what we do. Me and Gabriel, I code and he designs. And of course, we can show you guys how it is. But I don't think we'll be able to show everything, how everything's done, because it's not that complex, because Apple offers lots of good tools for beginners to code and learn how to create stuff with their tools. And it's not complex at all. I bet you guys could do what I did. I bet you guys could drop some too, because it's not complex at all. We just need to learn some basic coding skills, and Apple has everything set up for this. So
let me just complement a bit. The main idea of Playground is you find something that inspires you, something that is personal to you, and then you brainstorm some ideas, find some things that you can tell a story or make an experience better, and then you code, and then you test, and then you send, and then you're good to go. So it's a very simple process, but also it has a lot to learn and a lot to present.
Yeah, so what I was going to say here is basically personal stories make creative development. So the playground, the challenge is about doing something that you really care about. So as you can see, all the stories Gabriel told you guys, all the stories I told you about meditation and music, these are things that are very personal to me, and I have a really a backstory with them. So it's very important for you to develop something that you care about, not just something doing something that you don't have that inspiration, that creative sparkle in you. So you can pass this one.
All right, I think
if you want to translate.
I think this is a quite important part. I'd like to explain that. 就是我们刚才讲了一下，就是他们两个都通过这个参加 WWDC 的这些竞赛，学到的东西，那我就不赘述了。那当然是很多的好处，很多的这个成长在里头。但是我想他们刚才说的一点，我觉得非常重要，就是他们这些作品非常重要的一点，就是他们的作品跟他们的个人有很紧密的关联。就是你们我们虽然就是最后的作品是有界面，就是你能看到的部分，还有就是有功能，就是后台这个写程序的部分。我刚才也看到，就是有几个学生他们是很想知道那个后面的这个代码是怎么写的，你这个具体的怎么操作的。但其实这里头最重要的部分，并不是你的界面到底是就是说有多复杂或多漂亮，或者是你的代码有多么的成熟，多么的酷，对吧？而是它到底展示了一个什么样的故事，而是里面的叙事对这个你的这个 app 来说是更为重要。而这个叙事能否对你的就是能跟你有一个关联，能进行更强有力的这种共鸣感，那才是这个你最大的一个卖点。那像我们刚才看到他们几个作品，你要说他们从功能上其实都不算是说很复杂或者很全面，或者是技术上特别的高深的这个作品。但是为什么他们的作品能得奖？那我觉得还是蛮值得思考的。就是像 Gabriel 的作品，跟他的这个个人的经历，跟他自己家人的经历有关。而这个那个阿尔兹海默症的这个事情，是影响了很多人的，这全世界。那这事情本身是非常具有重要的这个社会意义的，又跟他的个人的这个生活的经历有关。那所以他在开发它的时候，他会非常用心的去想怎么去帮助这些人，对吧？就是他在里面叙事的时候，他讲的是怎么去展开一个故事，然后讲给你听，然后怎么把这事情这个收尾，然后传递出一个非常正面的一个意义出去。这个点其实比所有的代码或者是你漂亮的界面都要重要很多。如果你没有这么一个核心的这个东西在这儿的话，你再漂亮的代码或者再高深的这代码也很难就是弄出来一个能够大家产生情感上共鸣的东西。因为我们在用这个 app 的时候，更多的是一个情感的共鸣所以这点是非常重要的。好，那 all right, back to you, Philip and Gabriel.
Right. So here we go for more of technical stuff. The required tools to develop a playground app for the Swift Student Challenge. You need Xcode, which is how you can program with the Swift programming language, which is the language I talked about earlier, which is the language that Apple uses for their apps. And the tool that you need is on a MacBook. So you need a MacBook to program with the Swift programming language, and also the Swift Playground, which is an app you can download both for Mac and iPad, and you can also code in iPad. Yeah. Someone said here, what if I have no Mac? You can also code with iPad, but you need either a Mac or an iPad. I don't know, Jason, if there will be some, if you are going to, they're going to be able to grab something to develop like Mac or an iPad. But for this, you need either a Mac or an iPad to develop the app.
Right. 那个开发的工具的话，你需要有 Xcode， 在 Macintosh 上有 Xcode 这个软件，在 Mac 或者是 iPad 上面，你需要下载 Swift Playground。那有学生说，如果我没有 Mac 怎么办？那你至少要有一个 iPad。如果你这个工具是没有的话，你是没有办法做的。当然还有一些可能的很绕的这种很高深的做法，比如说用什么就是说那种模拟器啊，或者是这种方法去做，但这个就更复杂了。那你就是简而言之，就是你要有 iPad 或者是 Mac 才能够参加这个，才能用 Swift Playground 去进行设计和开发。All right, back to you.
Yeah, one thing important. We know some people, some professionals that develop the app, develop the idea, make the art, the storytelling, but it didn't code and didn't submit. It is always great to get that personal story to you and develop something that is important to you. So even if you don't have a mic and an iPad, I think it's great to make a project and maybe, I don't know, use pen and paper or some stuff like that. Right.
Okay. So the submissions for this year will actually open in February 3rd, and would be for 3 weeks. You have 3 weeks to develop everything, because the way it works is we know you have to develop an app using their tools, but every year there's kind of something different that you need to integrate in your app. So someone asked if you can make a game or app, like anything. Yeah, literally anything. I made a game. As you can see, the drop song is a game, basically a game, which I made. You can play with the platforms and song and everything. The other one was more of an app, a meditation app. But you basically can do everything you are capable of doing. It just needs to be something that it has some kind of value to you. If you like doing games and you want to make a game about, I don't know, something in your personal life or something you really like, or if you just want to learn how to make games and that's enough for you, you can make a game. So yeah, you will have 3 weeks to develop it and submit. And I'll show you guys in a bit how the basics of the coding stuff, but I'm not sure I will be able to show you like how it actually works because it's something more complex. But as I said, it's a 3-minute interactive playground, so it's you have to develop something that can be experienced in 3 minutes. Not more, not less. I mean, maybe more because you can do an app like I did a meditation app. People can stay there, or even the game, people can stay there for hours. I don't know, but in 3 minutes, you have to be able to have a full experience in your app. And as they say, these are apps to solve real world problems. So as I said before, it has to be something you really care for and you really think that solves a real life solution. It has like being capable of being a real solution, not just something you do. Even if it's for your own learning, but it has to have that value. And one of the most important parts of the submission is actually 2 letters that you submit with your app. One, you talk about the technical aspects of your app, everything you use, such as the tools you used, such as how you did it, and stuff, more technical stuff. And the other one is about your experience with the challenge, how you learned everything, what you learned, and more focus on this experience and how the app has this value to you. And this
Yeah,
part is really
just to complement, Philippe, this is
Sure.
where the storytelling is really important because you have to tell the personal reasons that you build this app. So when I'm sending the letter, I told about my grandmother and how I work as a designer and stuff like that. Sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt,
So
just to
this is what
complement.
makes people being selected, I would say, because it's
exactly.
really important for you to have that background and having something to talk about your app that really motivates you to doing it, and how you learn through that experience is really important too. So this is basically what Apple wants to see from you. It's your evolution, both creative and technical evolution, and this 2 letters really matters. And some student documents as you need to send. We will can give more details, but these are some more detailed stuff that you need to send submit the app. But basically, you need to be a student, and there are some
Rules.
some rules that you need to follow, and we will give you guys all the links and everything you need to know on how to follow them.
So what are the student documents? Are they some kind of form you need to fill out?
Yeah, basically you need to prove that you're a student, that you're enrolled in some kind of academic institution,
got it. Like
just to
your
prove that you are a
identification.
student. Yeah.
Got it. All right, let me quickly explain that to the parents. So2月3号开始接受作品提交，然后开放3个星期，就3个星期就结束。所以呢，现在的话是非常重要的最后的准备工作时间，就差不多你还有5个星期的时间在作品准备好之前。然后这个作品呢，需要有3分钟的互动的这个时长，意思就是说你可以跟不管是你做的什么一个 app， 你需要能跟它用个3分钟的时间，可以如果长一些的话可以，不能太短，意思就是，然后这个作品呢必须要能够解决真实世界的问题，对，它是要解决一个问题的，然后你需要写2封信，要解释你的这个作品它的体验是什么，你为什么要做这么一个作品，然后还有它的技术的背景，你怎么去开发的，然后你的那个你要解决什么样的问题，对吧？就为什么你有这么强烈的兴趣要去做这个事情，要解释一下。然后还有呢，就是你提供你的学生证明。All right, back to you.
Right. So wrapping up,
Okay.
We have also WWDC Scholars, which is a website, and you can scan the QR code, and there you have all the projects that won. Not all of them, but some of them you can submit and then see how they work. And I don't know if you have time yet. I don't know if we are finishing, but we separate this Q&A to answer some questions. I see
All right.
there are some questions in the chat already.
Oh, and so did you send out the code for the drop song thingy yet?
No, I didn't, but I can send you this after we finish
we can
everything.
send to Jason, and then Jason send to you guys maybe.
Sure.
That's how it works. Yeah. Okay.
And also, as I
And then
said,
we send all the videos and everything.
Yeah, we can send everything, all the material, and as I said, throughout the classes that I could explain how it's done and everything in depth.
I think we do have some question coming in.
Yeah, we have plenty of questions here in the chat.
In the chat, what is a unique part or difference for Xcode? I think he meant, should you use Xcode or Swift Playground? Is there any advantage of using Xcode versus Swift Playground?
Yeah, so the thing is, to develop an app for the Apple platforms, you need to use the Xcode in the Swift language. So that's basically a requirement for you to program in Swift. And as I said, it's a really good programming language for beginners, and it has a lot of resources on how you can start with it. But it does have a lot of advantages and unique things about it. But the thing is, you really need to use it to develop an app, either a playground or an app that you will put on the App Store. So basically, every app on the App Store you see on your iPhone, iPad was developed using the Swift programming language.
But can you just use Swift Playground, or you have to use Xcode?
You can use
you can
use
both.
Yeah.
You can use both.
You can pick either one, right?
Either one, yeah.
Got it.
The thing is, if you use Xcode, you also learn how to build apps, real apps from the App Store. So that's the advantage. You're learning basically two things: how to build the playground and how to build a real app.
Sounds good. And we have one is asking, is this similar app development such as using block languages, such as Trunkable or MIT App Inventor at Scratch as well? Does the UI similar to that, or how does it look like?
Yeah. So the playground, the Apple Playground has this platform in which you have I can show you guys this. It has a lot of let's say tutorials, interactive tutorials, and yes, there is kind of this block language tutorial where you learn to code in Swift, and it shows you how to do it. It's really good. It's really interactive. It's really beginner friendly. But the core of it is actually written coding, so no visual coding basically. The main way we do is code in Xcode or use the Playground app to really write code. And you guys see it's really not that scary as it might seem to be, because Swift is really a really good language. It really helps you out. And Xcode really helps you out, in the Playground app really helps you out debugging and everything, and developing your code. So writing the code won't be a problem, but you do have this visual block language tutorials, let's say, inside the app that will help you to learn how to code in Swift.
Got it. So and the answer is yes. So will be some visual help there. So you don't have to be expert in Xcode to actually develop something.
No, yeah. The thing is, as Gabriel said, there were people that we worked with and submitted to the challenge and won with so little programming. Like, they didn't even program that much. It was just basic programming, because each one will have their like their strength. Like, I mean, I work with programming, so I basically did my both of my playgrounds were programming heavy, let's say. And there are people that tends toward doing illustrations or art, or working with I don't know, music maybe, that you won't need that much of programming, and that's not actually what Apple wants to see from you, because what matters is how that playground has that value to you. So if you don't want to use that much of programming, you don't need to go so much in depth in Xcode and Swift language. But what you need to do in the language is really, really, really simple. There are really basic ways to doing all the interface, all the interactions, all the I mean, the game idea. There's all the support and tools for you to make it as easy as possible. And there are lots of examples that Apple offers that you can get them, and not starting from scratch. You can get and start from some kind of code base that they offer you in the app and in the Xcode.
Yeah, you can also look at our own playgrounds. Playgrounds from Felipe is very code heavy. This one from the drop song is a little bit more complicated. But if you look at my playgrounds, they are pretty simple in coding, but they are strong in storytelling and design. So you can learn a lot of processes that can help you. So if you don't do well with coding, you make your playground strong in design and storytelling. And if you do coding and if you know a little bit about it, you can make it a little bit more code heavy. So there's a lot of ways you can build your playground.
All right, I think it's quite important. Let me do a little bit translation. 所以 刚才大家讨论的是你到底要写多少代码。那这个问题我觉得还蛮重要的，就是他们都有解释，就是两位嘉宾都有解释，就是他们的这个 app 里头要写多少代码，这个完全取决于这个 app 本身，它到底要做什么，想表达什么。那比如说他们这两位的作品，那 Philip 的作品呢，它的代码都是比较多的，尤其是他的第2年的作品，就是那个 Drop Sound 的那个作品，里面是基本就是很多是代码。然后界面上它相对来说反而更简单一些，但是呢，而 Gabriel 的作品呢，它的是界面和叙事比较就是更多，而它的代码非常简单。然后就是你写的这个 Swift 这个 app 可以是非常非常少的代码，甚至就几乎接近没有代码，但是更多的是在你的界面上做你的叙事，做你的这个讲出一个就是你想到底要表达是什么东西。因为对所有的用户来说，代码并不是你用的东西，代码是你的一个实现你的功能的地方，而界面本身是你 就是产品本身。有一种话说就是 the UI is the product， 就是这个说法就是相当于就是你的这个界面本身就是你的产品，因为用户他是不需要知道你后面到底有代码，有什么样的代码，多少代码，对他来说其实他是不关心的。特别就是对，就像你用 iPhone，你拨来拨去，你缩小放大，对吧？你并不关心后面代码到底是怎么写的，对吧？所以就是最终就是还是你的界面本身到底要讲述什么，要在做什么更为重要。所以回答就是大家可能家长们心里想的问题：我孩子学了2年 Python， 或者是学了1年这个，是不是能可以做这个？那当然是肯定是可以做的。就是你要想你更 focus 的地方，而不是说要写多少代码，你可以几乎不用写代码，但是你要讲述的东西，你要表达的东西更为重要。好，下面我看到有其他的问题。Let me see, there's a couple more questions. Are there a specific age group to participate or make this app? I guess the target audience is the high school students and the college students, because I realize both of you.
I think he's 13 or older.
Yeah,
that-
it's usually
yeah.
13 or
But,
older
Yeah,
but
for you
there's
to be able to
there's no cap, right? Like how old you can still be in college and still participate. It doesn't have
Yeah.
to be
Yeah,
high
yeah.
school.
You
Got it.
just need to be enrolled in any kind of institution.
Got it.
Exactly.
你只要还是学生，你都可以参加。所以从实际上来说，13岁就是初中生到高中生到大学生都可以参加，因为那个都还是学生，你有这个学生的 ID 的证明就可以。那这个总的来说呢，高中生的话可能会更集中一些，高中生和大学生可能会更多一些。但如果初中生他比较有兴趣，有想表达的那个内容，我也是不妨试一试。因为这个并不对代码有很高的这种要求。All right, moving on to the next questions. What kind of projects are you making in the future? Do you guys want to share, what might be coming?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah.
So yeah, David also asked if we are planning to enter in any more WT. And I'll also answer Dan's question, which is if there's a limit on how many competitions you can enter each year. The thing is, there's only one per year. So there's going to be this 2025, and the next one will only be next year, usually at the start of the year. There is no limit on how many you can participate, but I don't know if I'm currently having internet issues.
We can hear you.
It's
You
because
can go.
Okay. There's not a limit on how many you can participate, but there's a limit on how many you can win. So you can only win 5 competitions, 5 challenges, and no more. That's because there were people that were winning
Yeah.
like year after year, so they put this
We
cap.
know one people that win 5 times, and then Apple put a limit on 5 times because of that people.
Yeah. She was actually from our academy. She's a Brazilian
Yeah.
girl who won 5 times, and they said no more. So yeah, you can only win 5 times, be selected 5 times, but you can participate as many times as you want. And we do plan to enter. Actually, this year we want to participate this year. So we are really going to be working with our own playgrounds, and we'll be able to share experiences and all this stuff. Gabriel's also going to participate this year.
Yeah, I can talk a little bit about my project. I will mix some of my experience in psychology and design and make an app about dreams and how you can use dreams to help your creative processes and how you can analyze what you are dreaming to expand your consciousness to help you in developing new projects and new products. It's a little bit about that.
Yeah. I can answer the next question from Ryan. He asked if there are different competition groups based on ages or grades. First, grades don't matter here. You don't need to have certain grade to participate. And also your age doesn't matter. So
Philip, let
I
me
don't think that's
let me translate that to
sure,
English.
sure.
Are they going to compete with you? I think they're a little worried that they be competing in the same category as some more advanced players.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
What do you have to say to that?
I mean, the short answer is yes, but I don't see that as a competition because there are a lot of people that, as I said, you don't need that technical experience. You don't need uh, that knowledge, that advanced knowledge to be selected. But I mean, I don't see it actually as a competition, and I don't think Apple see it as a competition either. It's more of literally a challenge for everyone, and everyone's on the same level, I would say. Of course, there are going to be some people that will know a lot more about coding skills and uh, interface and designing and all that stuff. But I can assure you guys that I've worked with a lot of really good people, like expert people in programming, design, and sometimes they don't win. Like they aren't
Yeah.
selected just because they know how to code a uh, super complex app, or they know. So that's the thing. The core of the app won't be the technical stuff. They are interested in your technical learning, like how well did you learn how to code, how to use Xcode, how to build an app, and how to do all this stuff, uh, which I'm sure you guys are going to be able to do it, but it's not the main reason that people are selected for the challenge. So it's more of a tool that you're going to use to develop your ideas, your creativity, your games, your interactive programs, all that you want to do. You will just use the tools that you have that are really good tools to develop it, but you don't need to be an expert in it. And it doesn't mean that me and Gabriel, just because we won, we are going to win again and we are on another level. So that's why they don't put this different age groups, because at the end, that's not what matters.
Yeah, let me compliment about my own experience. Ethereal Memories, the Alzheimer's Playground, was my first app ever, and I didn't know at all how to code. So I learned to code in 3 weeks, developed the Ethereal Memories and send and won. So you don't need that technical skills. You can learn, you can do it, and everything's gonna be good if you try. And if you even if you don't get accepted by Apple, just to participate is a great experience and a great thing to learn also.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Great,
sure
thank you
just
for
by
clarifying that. I think it's
Yeah.
worth just emphasize that a little bit to the parents as well. 我们刚才有谈到，就是因为有学生他可能会觉得你们是不是还会参加，然后就今天的讲员，然后我是不是会跟你们在同一个组别进行竞争？那答案确实是的啊，就是这里头没有年龄的区别，不会说因为你是15岁，那你就跟15岁的学生竞争，并不是这样子。你跟20几岁的这个已经有那么多经验的人在竞争。那你说，那我肯定输定了。那其实并不是这样子，因为你并不是因为你能写很复杂的代码，你能设计，你能画很漂亮的这个图案，你就能赢。关键是在用这些工具做这些事情的时候，你表达出来的是什么，这更重要。那他们两个都提到，他们跟很多的不同的人合作，让他们在 Apple 这个Academy 里头，也见到过很多人。那个他们见到的足够多的人。不写代码一样可以赢，而且他们认识了一个女孩，连续赢了5年，那就是你这一辈子你只能在这个竞赛里头最多赢5次。他们认识这女孩是赢了5次的，那这关键是你想表达的东西，而不是你能写的这代码。像刚才 Gabriel 也分享了一下自己的经历，就是他的写这个阿尔茨海默症的这个 app 里头的时候，他当时是完全不会写代码的，他只会画画，他是完全不懂代码的。那我们其实今天来的这学生里头，我相信很多人都已经学过各种不同的代码的这些写法，但是当时Gabriel 是花了3个星期的时间把他的那个 app 做出来。那中间当然他要学不少东西，但是代码并不是他的强项，但是他的作品一样可以得奖。 所以并不在于就是你是要跟谁竞争，就是说很有技巧的人竞争，你比较的不是技巧，并不是需要去卷那个东西，而是你要表达的是什么，让每个人都需要挖掘出自己的故事，就是属于自己的内容，而这个内容是别人拿不过去的。你学的技巧，别人都可以学会，都可以可能会更高级的方法去展示出来，但是你属于你的东西，别人是拿不走的，因为你只有一个人，对吧？就只有你自己一个，没有第二个你。所以每个人要挖掘的是自己是什么人，是需要干什么，想说什么话，想传递什么信息。All right, back to you guys.
Yeah, I got some
Okay.
direct message here asking me how did I get the idea for this project? And there are a lot of design processes to brainstorm ideas and find the reasons to build an app, and some techniques to build that creativity and help to get to that idea and send something that is personal to you. So for the echoes of the future, I wanted to make something that resonated with my experience as a designer, and I saw that we have a lot of tools today, such as Midjourney, ChatGPT, and a lot of AI in design processes. But uh, I think that they are just tools that allows us to work faster. And since they are just tools, we can use them as our favor to develop some things in design. And that was the idea behind the project. So I actually made what we call mood board, that I took a lot of references, a lot of styles, and we united in one board on Figma or Miro or any program that you can use. And then I started developing, finding and writing and getting the dialogue to work and be engaging to people. And I tested with some people, and then I got the finished project like that. So we can get in detail later, but there are a lot of, what I have to say is there are a lot of design processes that can help you with that.
Yeah. Someone asked here if it's once a year. I think I said this. It is once a year. We only have this. We'll have it now, and the next one will be only next year. And it's not open to teams, so you can only do it individually. I mean, you can get help from your mates, but you will have to develop it by yourself, and it will be in your name. So it can be you can have this share your learning. Of course, you can help your friend or anyone or to develop, but each one will have your own playground, your own app. And then ask, what is the prize? So there is a prize for everyone that is selected, but for the 51 that are distinguished winners that Apple really thinks that are really great projects, they are selected to travel to Apple Park and watch all the presentations, all the events, all the WWDC events, which is really amazing. It's really unique experience. But for everyone, they give either I mean, this AirPods that I'm wearing here, I won from one of the years, and also I have it in my desk right here. They give you some pins, so I have both ear that those pins that they actually trade in there on the Apple Park. If you go there, people trade this pins. They
Yeah,
give you
last year was
letters.
AirPods Max, the big one, not the AirPods Pro, but the AirPods
Yeah.
Max.
So
Yeah.
I got also a hoodie from Apple, an exclusive hoodie, and yeah, so there are these pieces of tech, a random piece of tech from Apple. You can maybe can be an Apple Watch. I don't know, each year is something different. And also they give you these letters, congratulating you for winning. So they're really cool. There's a letter right here. I can show you guys. Congratulations for
It's just like a
winning.
certificate for winning.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's really cool. But yeah, for the 50 lucky ones, there's the trip that you can go, and it's actually that's actually new. They started doing it last year, which I haven't participated last year. I only participated actually, yeah, I didn't participate last year, only 2022 and 2023. So yeah, those are the prizes. And also, okay, if you wanna.
Sorry，有学生非常关心得的是什么奖哈，我估计可能是更关心的是多少钱，对吧？那个其实这里头的更多的奖项是一种认可，是一种荣誉，这种荣誉是你的名字会出现在 WWDC Student App Challenge 这个名单上，这名单是永久保留的，相当于你有一个就是一个外部的这个 Apple 的网站上会有你的名字一样，这个荣誉感是非常强的。那当然最好的这50个这个优胜的获奖者，他们会邀请到就是 Apple 总部，对吧？参加 WWDC 的一个全部的这个会议，3天的会议，然后还有就是各种这些活动了，这些是非常好的这个奖项，那个没有特别的这个金钱的这个奖励。So Philip and Gabriel, do you know anybody who were invited to the Apple campus?
Yeah, I know a very close friend of mine that got to be the distinguished winner and actually got a handshake from Tim Cook, which is the CEO from Apple. And
Very cool.
she said that it was amazing experience, so it's good.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And there's actually another friend of us which got to talk with him in a conference, in a Zoom conference, where Tim Cook talked with some of the challenge participants.
Yeah, and that
So
was actually the year that the Apple Vision Pro was announced. So imagine be in presence to see the product and everything.
Absolutely, that's amazing. Awesome. Yeah, so we have one more question. I think we're gonna after this we can take one last question. So you guys have any question, post it in, and we pick one. 如果各位家长有任何问题的话，可以发到这个 Zoom 的 chat 里头，然后我们可以选择回答。There's one more question asking, can you get assistance from the coding part, like using some grown up or AI? I guess that answer is no, right?
No, actually, as I said, you need to develop something by yourself, but you can get assistance. You can use AI tools, but Apple doesn't recommend having the majority of your code written in AI, of course. You don't want to just jot everything in GPT or some other coding tools. And you really want to learn it and use them as tools. And you can get assistance. Yeah. So me and Gabriel, while we were on the Apple Developer Academy, as we mentioned, we got mentoring also, and we got people working with us, helping us. Of course, they didn't make things for us. They just guided us throughout the process. So you can have that mentoring, that guidance, but you of course you don't want to depend on those tools, or you don't want someone writing the code for you. But of course you can have some assistance and help.
Yeah, the main thing about the challenge is that Apple wants you to learn Swift, wants you to learn their language so you can build apps for the App Store. So you can use AI, you can get help, but you have to learn and you have to develop something to yourself. That's the main thing.
Cool. I think it's worth emphasizing again. I know we keep repeating the same point, but I think it's quite important. 刚才就是 刚才有学生提出来，能不能用 AI 去帮我们去写这个后面的代码，对吧？那就是这里头其实就是 Apple 为什么要举办，现在需要说一下 Apple 为什么要举办这样的一个竞赛。他们的竞赛的目的并不是选择出最会写代码的这个人，或者是最会做设计的人，甚至说不是用来选出这个最会讲故事的人，对吧？这些都只是一个工具或者是一种表达方式，而你要表达的内容才是最为重要的。所以 Apple 它并不是说要选，就是像数学竞赛似的，你会解，你知道这个答案，那就你就赢；你不知道答案，你就不会赢，并不是这样的一个逻辑在里头。而它的逻辑是，他希望通过这样的方式去鼓励大家去学习。所以他是看到，如果学生他写东西是很简单，但是他表达的东西是他有价值，他有内涵，他有这个有意思的地方，或者与众不同的地方，能够让他真正的脱颖而出的话，这样的内容 Apple 很有可能会选择作为这个获奖的这个作品。像之前的话，菲利普斯也专门提到，他知道有不少非常会写代码的人，写得非常好的，但是他们的作品就是得不了奖，因为 Apple 不是看重这个。他做这个，如果他要看重这个的话，他直接举办这个专业的这种竞赛就好了，对吧？就是他并不是要选择出最会写代码的人，那个他要写的是你要到底表达的东西，他看重这个事情。所以如果你就是代码不会太会写，那你要想你到底要表达什么东西，这是更重要的一个过程。那之前他们提到了一个事情，就是有学生提出来，我怎么去发掘我这个故事，怎么讲述这个故事？我觉得这是特别好的一个问题，非常值得好好想一想。那我们为什么要去这个挖掘自己的故事？那就你要想想你的过去的这个生活的经历，你看中了什么？什么东西对你会产生这种影响，或者有强烈的感受？这是要发掘的东西。好，我们在最后的一个问题好了。Let's take the last question. One more question, we end today's session. So someone is asking, is there any major limitation? For example, ideas need to be completely original, crediting others, finding ways to bring other things you've been seeing into a different form. Like there's a certain section of books, let's say if I was able to directly use the book's contents, or if I had to use completely different or original content on the app. All right, Gabriel, do you have?
Yeah, you can get inspiration from ideas and from books and from movies and everything, but it needs to be original. You can't copy exactly what you see. So if you see a movie, you can't adapt that movie directly to your playground story. You can have an inspiration, you can quote some author, you can have a passage from a book and then put in credits. You can use assets that are free to use with no copyrights. The song that I used, for instance, is a song without copyright. I didn't wrote or create that song. So you can use things from others and get inspirations, but it has to be original and it has to make some you have to use common sense basically to not copy the things.
Yeah, basically, as Gabriel said, you can use, but you have to credit them.
Yeah.
But it's good for people to make their own things as much as they can. So my first playground, I did the background music using GarageBand, which is actually an app that we have on iPad, MacBooks, and iPhones. So I did the music, I did the art, and so the more you put your hands in your own project, the best. So you can use other people's uh, material, but you have to credit them, and we wouldn't recommend you only using stuff from other people, but you can use, as you said, get a certain section from the book. You can just credit the book on when you're going to submit. There's a section specifically for crediting assets or anything that you use from other people on your project.
Yeah, it's the common copyright rules, and the main thing about getting original stuff in your playground is that, for instance, I use the music because the music is not the main thing of my playground. It's just a complement. So if I didn't develop it, it's okay, because if I remove the music, the playground still works. So that's it. The main thing about your playground, it's better if it's original that you created.
Got it. I think that's a great point. 刚才有学生有提到，就是能不能是不是必须要完全原创的这个想法，是不是有版权的这个考虑？确实版权的话呢，你在创作这个整个 app 过程中是需要考虑的一个重要因素。你用的东西是不是能够被使用在你的这个场景中？那是你要小心用的。比如说你要用其他的这个公司的一些具体的人物或者其他的人的头像，或者是书的里面章节，这个能不能用？这完全取决于这个你用的这部分的内容到底有什么样的相关要求。那你要尊重这个，总的来说你要符合这个版权的这个要求。那刚才 Gabriel 谈到自己的这个经验，就是他在用的这个音乐部分，他是采用的是没有版权的音乐，所以你在选用这些材料的时候要考虑这些问题。包括那个 Philip 也说到，他做的这个内容的时候，他的音乐他是通过 GarageBand 让自己去创作的，对吧？就是当然有些简单的音乐生成工具，你可以用来去生成简单的这个背景音乐，但是如果音乐是你非常重要的一部分，就是举例的说明的话，你这个非常重要一部分的那个相关的版权是什么样子的话，你需要花时间花精力去搞清楚，你是不是能这么用也免得就是有这个版权的这个相关问题。我看看还有没有其他的问题啊。So there's a question about, is there a specific rubric used for grading them? Are you aware of any such rubrics?
What do you mean by
You mean
grading
by-
them?
Oh, that means basically like a different condition. For example, if this point is hit, like for example, this is the original story,
Yeah.
5 points. If this is has a background music track, 2 points, and things like that. Are there any published outline there?
Short answer, no. There could be, but judges, there are going to be Apple judges who will judge your project. I don't remember if there's going to be 3 people. I don't know if I'm coming up with this.
Yeah, they
but
work at Apple, so they are designers or engineers from Apple.
yeah, people from Apple are going to judge your
Yeah.
project, and we have no idea on how they're judging it. Of course, there are some common sense like creativity and your technical skills that you applied, what you learned. And as I said, the letters you send are very, very important. So everything you tell them, how you learn. But there are no check boxes you need to complete. Just need to make something that has that value for you and something that people will see and experience that value.
Got it. Thank you. Explain that. So, 有学生问，就是我们是不是有这个就是评判的一个标准，那就是这个 rubric 是不是有？那其实他们说他们并不知道有这么一个评判的标准或者一个就是严格的这个表格在那儿，或者说一个评分表。那但是呢，我个人的话可以分享一下我个人的经验，因为我去年的时候是正好是我们的你们知道就是有一个 Congressional App Challenge 是那个美国的这个国会举办的。一个是 App 设计的一个竞赛，那这个 App 竞赛呢是没有一个外部的一个 rubric， 就是这个评判标准的。那它只是有一些基本的一个介绍，但是就是我是裁判，我是评委之一。那我们在评判的时候，我们是内部是有一个评判标准的。那评判标准会分了几个不同的这个评判的一些准则，还有就是达到什么样的标准应该是多少分儿。然后这样最后会把这个作品最后进行一个评分。那这样一个标准是不是Apple 有公布？这两位嘉宾都说他们并不知道有这么一个评判标准，但是内部是否有这个我们也不知道。所以也许他们内部在评判的时候会有一个内部标准，但可能不会真正的发出来。OK，我把这个，如果大家还不在我们的微信群里头，然后也觉得今天的内容不错，希望能够继续我们举办新的这个讲座，大家愿意来收听或者是参与的话，欢迎大家在微信上扫码，然后添加我们的客服，然后我们把您拉入我们相关的这个年级教育群里头。以后的这个讲座呢，会继续跟大家分享。那今天的这个2位嘉宾呢，我在讲座之前呢，也有跟他们商量了一下，他们也很愿意，就是在2月3号，就是3月号开始竞赛以后，然后在那个竞赛结束，就是3月份结束之前，那这个2位嘉宾他们愿意给我们的学生，就是如果大家有足够的兴趣的话，给大家开课。 然后给大家就是做从这个小班的这个那个角度去给大家介绍，具体的应该怎么去做这个，怎么去发掘个人的这个叙事，这个讲这个怎么发掘属于自己的这个故事，然后怎么进行表达。那 Philip 呢也会帮大家去教大家怎么去用 Swift Playground，然后怎么去做后台的这个编程的开发。中间大家在整个设计过程中，如果有任何问题的话，在这个班上的话，也可以有机会进行这个辅导和解答。有这么一个，我们可以成为这么一个班。如果大家有兴趣的话，稍后我会在我们的微信群里头去问一下大家这个兴趣。如果大家有兴趣能够组一个班的话，我们也可以开这样的班。Okay, so I think that's it for today, and I want to thank Gabriel and Philip to share your valuable experiences. I know it's quite late for you already. Any last departing words you want to share, with best advice you ever get, you want to share with the rest of the audience before we say goodbye?
Sure. Participating in Swift Student Challenge was actually one of the most important things to my experience as a professional. I learned how to build a project, how to design, how to tell a story, how to code, and everything that is important to me as a designer today. So, as I said before, even if you don't win the challenge, there are no downsides to participating. You learn, you can get experience from others, you can make connections. So it's great, even if you don't submit anything, just to developing something. Or what I want to say is don't put the pressure to win. Participating is the most important,
All right, I think that's it for today, and thank you so much for both of you to come today, and yeah, very valuable and insightful. I personally learned a lot. I'm sure everybody does. There's so many people stick around for such a long time, and thank you for staying late for us. And hope to see you guys in the class.
Sure, it was a pleasure to be here and talk about everything. And I hope we see you guys soon.
All right.
Thank you,
Thank you.
guys.
Have a good
Bye-bye.
night.
Thank
Good
you very
night.
much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.